Action.
Tonight's entertainment is brought to you by General Electric. This is a General Electric roundie. This uses the, I think it's the CB chassis, which is a General Electric design chassis. It's not an RCA clone. It's basically an overgrown porta color using the same kind of demodulation and other circuitry. But I'll demo it. Let's turn it on first. Let it warm up. After this, I'll pull the back off and describe it. When I got this set, it had normal problems. The CRT was a little bit weak, but it got stronger with use. Had some hum in the video. I had to replace some filter caps. Sounds like we're just in time for a Bob Newhart show. There you go. And I don't want to play anyway. Fine tuning, color, that's tint actually, I think. That's tint. Good tint range. Get a face shot, get the color set up again. Oop, a little too much color, back it off. There you go. Suzanne. And you see the CRT gets a little bit stronger. It just takes an extra 30 seconds and it's up to pretty much full brightness. Anyway, that's the picture.
Station 51.
Let's see if I can think of anything else. Oh, this particular set had some interesting demodulation problems. When I first got it, the greens wouldn't display at all. You would get good face tones, good reds and good blues, but no greens, and it turned out to be adjustment required on one of the burst phase transformers that changed the phase of the burst for comparison in the demodulation circuits. And if it's not correctly phased, the green isn't generated as a difference from the red and blue. But anyway, that's maybe a little bit too much techno babble. Anyway, I'm going to flip it around now so we can see it working. Just flip it around here. Go ahead and turn it off. Get this out of the way. So you can see what's going on in the back. There we go. Plug it, get that out of the way. It has the regular, excuse me. Screws holding it on. I figure I might as well go ahead and show one live with the back off, since most of the stuff I've been showing you lately have been just the stills after I've been doing the work on it. Back off. So, okay. Get a little bit of a close-up now, director. Get a little closer, and I'll describe the circuit. I'll do this. Make it a little easier for the director. Okay. You have your basic round tube CRT flybacks in here. As you can see, the board's definitely, it's laid out like an RCA, but it's not. I mean, in other words, the IF, it's got the 3-tube IF strip, and that's probably pretty RCA-like. The chroma is completely different. The chroma is actually back on this back PC board, which typically the RCA's, that's all sweep back in there. This one actually has color demodulation taking place in this back board. You have your audio circuit here and your video, and I think this is the vertical up front here. Got the horizontal out, the damper, the shunt tube, which you can't see, is behind the flyback. And what's interesting about that shunt tube, it's completely unshielded. There's no cage around it. There's nothing to prevent X-ray radiation, so I'm kind of surprised to see that. Oh, you can see I had to replace, the thermistor had popped on this one. There's the replacement thermistor. had to replace a power resistor. This resistor has scabbed together out of some combination of junk. I don't know what was going on there. You can see a few fresh caps in the sweep circuits. These are all new caps. I usually replace them in the sweep circuits. They tend to have a rough life. Outside of that, there's not much to it. I've got the, apparently I threw a Sam's in here, I guess. Yeah. It actually has a schematic plastered into the side of the cabinet, which is kind of nice. Can you get that?
Yeah.
See that?
Okay.
Got a degaussing system in it. It converged pretty well. Not very hard to work on. It tends to have a pretty low tube count. I mean, I'm just taking a quick counter. It looks like a low tube count compared to a typical RCA or Zenith. Has a little funny little neon light here. That's part of the burst gate from the flyback. That light broke off when I was handling it. I don't know if it was bad or not. This thing's also a bit flaky. If you got to be careful with these tube shields and some of these tubes back in the chroma. If they're not solidly on there, you'll get some weirdness in the chroma. It's like almost looks like in an RCA set when the oscillator isn't locking on, but this doesn't have an oscillator. It just takes the burst signal directly from the video, amplifies it, and rings it through a crystal. So there really is nothing to try to adjust or keep in phase. I mean, it's the actual burst signal from the signal itself, as opposed to a 3.58 megahertz reference signal that's generated by a local oscillator. So it's a little bit, like I said, it's a little bit weird, but in a lot of ways, I guess it's probably more reliable because your signal, your burst reference can't get off signal because there's no oscillator to lock in. Oh well, I'm rambling. There's your chassis number. It was a CB. Anyway, that's the GE. I hope you enjoyed a little techno babble and a demonstration of it. Thank you very much.